Are we recording already?
Yeah, he pressed it because he's.
Because I'm a dumbass.
You know ivories. That's what they do. They do it quick.
Rightio. Right. So next topic we got.
Wait. Start again. Rightio.
Oh, you don't.
Nah.
Am I being too?
You've been around him too long. Rightio.
I want to make a
Last week
complaint.
it was-
I'm being abused on this shit.
Last week it was my brother, and now it's rightio.
Disclaimer, one does not speak like that, okay?
What?
Okay.
Anyway,
What?
all right. So the next topic we're gonna do is that Dune, which is just
wait.
What?
Dune, June. What?
I heard
Or
campaign producers.
Dune.
It's Dune.
Isn't it Dune?
I don't know.
You're asking the
Whatever.
person that learned English in Essex. I'm going to go with June, mate.
June.
June, mate.
I'm
June.
gonna say
Before
Dune.
July.
June.
Dune. Right.
Dune.
So
Dune.
Dune, which has just been released, we need to friggin' watch it because we ain't done a review on it.
Yes.
So we will be doing that
it out
at
yet?
some point. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't worry, we'll be doing that. But anyway, Dune has officially greenlit a part 2, and its release date is set for 2023, which obviously means that Dune right now is making hella money. So we will go to Variety for this, yeah? Dune is officially getting a sequel. Legendary Entertainment announced the news in a tweet on Tuesday, ensuring that the spice will continue to flow on screen. Ooh, nice. Warner Brothers will distribute the film and help finance it, though Legendary is the primary money behind the movie and owns the film rights to the book series. The film is expected to have an exclusive theatrical run, and Legendary will likely make that point ironclad after Dune debuted simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max last week, which I still don't understand.
Okay, there was another one they did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they did it to Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
which murdered Suicide Squad's box office.
Okay.
The unorthodox distribution pattern was a pandemic-era concession by Warner Brothers, but one that caused an uproar when it was unveiled in 2020. Here, Dune Part 2 will hit theaters on October 20th, 2023. Then it goes on to say the first part of the sci-fi epic, which opened October 22 in the US, earned $41 million in ticket sales in its first weekend. That result was the best film opening of the year for Warner Brothers and a sign of fans' desires to not only stream Dune, but to see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
The film has also performed well overseas, earning nearly $225 million globally. Its domestic opening results were roughly in line with what Warner Brothers expected the film to generate when it was greenlit, which is notable because that's long before COVID-19 upended the media landscape. So it goes on to talk about, streaming and blah, 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 that they're not going to let it down by putting that one on stream and it's going to get a theatrical run as opposed to this one. Now, obviously, we haven't been to see the film yet, but it's obviously doing really well financially in the box office at the moment, which is why they've greenlit the second one. That was always the plan with Warner Brothers because obviously it's a series of books. Used to know more about it than I do. So let me give you the floor, Leon. What do you think about this news? About it being, it hasn't finished its theatrical run, but it's obviously doing really well. So what do you think about Warner Brothers already greenlighting a second one?
Rightio.
Rightio.
Well, obviously we discussed this early on. A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I've only seen the original.
Right.
And when you watch films, it's like a nostalgic value. So I'll have to see this one to know whether, But what I do know is that if it's done that well, Warner Brothers need to take what they can get. Because, Universal and like they're eating up the theaters alive, and Warner Brothers are a bit behind.
Well, it's through their own fault because they keep releasing things simultaneously in cinema and on HBO Max, which I don't have a business degree, but even I can tell you that's stupid.
They should have held back.
But listen.
Yeah.
You remember way back,
Yeah.
cinema,
Right.
then video,
Right.
then what was it?
Sky.
Then
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So
Then you maximize all your revenue streams.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the people that never got to the cinema will now buy the video.
Or get it on stream.
Yeah. Or they don't buy it, they rent it, they don't rent it, they
I think what. Let me give you the floor, Damien. What do you think? Because I know your brother's already watched. Because your brother lives in America.
Yeah.
Because you showed me what he said about him.
Yeah.
He called Villeneuve a God among men.
Yeah.
Which is like, wow. that's what David's
quite a bit of
brother
praise
said.
that is.
Yeah, it is.
Quite a bit of
But
praise.
to be fair, Villeneuve is a fantastic director. So I've got a feeling we're gonna like this film. With you hearing that from your brother and hearing that Dune Part 2's already been greenlit before this has even left the cinemas, despite also being on HBO Max. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, just as a disclaimer, I have never watched the original Dune, so I don't have nothing to base it on.
Right.
I've heard a lot.
I think I was mistaking you for Logan because it was Logan.
It was Logan that watched it.
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen.
Pardon me.
My bad.
It was Logan that
Pardon
loved
me,
it.
sir. My dad was a big fan of the original.
Okay.
Was Sting in the original? Originally? I want to say Sting was in the original.
I think you. I
I
don't know.
know McAvoy did like a TV series of it, a two-parter. So I know of the Dune verse, if you like, in the books and stuff, but I've never watched the film, so
Right.
I've got nothing to base it on. But in regards to when the film was coming out, I knew it was going to be a big thing. One, because of the cast they had involved, and two, because of the director. Then when I found out they were doing all live action stuff, that not a lot of it was going to be done CGI wise, apart from the obvious stuff that you have to do, like spaceships and the worm and whatnot. And they were shooting out in this, I think it's the Sahara, where they shot. They were using sets.
Yeah.
I was like, right, this is going to be on an epic scale.
Yeah.
And I was a fan of Arrival when he did that. I loved, obviously, the Assassin one with Benicio del Toro. What's it called? What's it called? So I can't remember. Sicario. So he's had a good track record for me. But the thing that I was quite shocked on was the fact that Dune 2 wasn't even being put in the pipeline. The fact that they actually, because they automatically said Dune 2 should have already been in the works and be in post-production. And they hadn't even put that on the back calendar yet. It was like, right, we're going to see how this one does. And if that did make a lot of sense.
They're hedging their bets.
Yeah.
They did. But they didn't know. They didn't.
Well, from what I understand, they were always going to make a part 2, and then COVID happened, and then they were like, okay, well, let's see how the first one does.
But see, I kind of caught bluff on that one because it's more a fact of like, let's see if this film still has legs with its current audience. Because obviously Star Wars the last few Star Wars films didn't do that well.
You say that, but you're talking about critically because it still made a lot of money. It still made a lot of money. It still made
how
the
much did
billion.
the last one make?
Over $1 billion.
The last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
On
Okay,
what budget?
Well, it still made a profit.
No, yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not going to,
But
you know.
when you think about Star Wars, really, that should be out doing Avatar. When you think about the love for the original
Yes.
film,
Oh,
that should be out doing Avatar.
On paper,
If
you'd never seen another Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back was the last film you ever saw, I'd expect this to make 3-4 bill.
It should have been rivaling Endgame and
all day.
All
day.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you.
But
100%.
because they've fallen off all along the way, they've lost so many fans. Because like I said to you before, I love Star Wars, the original trilogy.
The original trilogy is brilliant.
And then after that, it just, what's it?
Episode
Jar Jar Binks and all them.
Jar Jar.
Like,
the only good thing about those films is the pod race and Darth Maul in the lightsaber fight. Bar that, I had no interest in the three films. I laughed in the third one.
But, and then even the current trilogy has just been a mess.
I didn't mind the first one. I thought it was okay. But the next two,
the first one was and then the next two, they had no idea what they wanted to do. I mean, they made anyway. Let's not go into Star Wars. We're going on a tangent.
But going back to Dune, it's just like for me, they may have been hedging their bets because they think, right, is this still going to have a market? Is this film going to do well? Taking into account how much they've spent on Dune, with the locations and everything else, and the amount of talent that's involved. To your point, they could have been saying, right, let's see how this one does. But just to me, it makes no sense. If you're going to pump that much money into it, you'd have that one prepped and ready to
Commit.
go.
Yeah.
Because you need it, because it's a two-part.
Well, that's why the argument was also that they should have shot it similarly to how they did Infinity War and Endgame back to back.
Yeah.
And a couple other films, I've forgotten that. But yeah, that's what, because obviously it would have saved them some money as well. And again, that was always their plan in the first place. So a lot of people were arguing that why didn't they shoot it back to back? You know?
But I suppose you probably also got, because he came out and spoke out against Warner Bros, didn't he? When they did the whole on HBO Max and cinema thing, so he was very vocal. Yeah, him and Nolan, they were the most vocal. They did not hold back at all. They were really, they went in. So could that have had some influence on it not being done? Could that have been like, you know what, if he's speaking out, maybe we're not gonna do the second one just yet. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that they've already greenlit it. I think they realise because now they're saying, because I totally forgot that it was released simultaneously on HBO Max and cinema, and yet it's managed to make that sort of money despite being on HBO Max. Obviously, HBO Max you can't get everywhere. They're looking to roll it out in the UK and whatnot, but at the moment, I think it's only in the US.
Wasn't HBO slowly dying anyway? Looking at changing the name of it because it's actually not doing it.
I heard something like that. Yeah. But I think they've seen that despite it being on HBO Max as well, it's made that sort of money, and that's why they've committed to a solo theatrical run on the next one. So there's a possibility that, like you said, they were hedging their bets. But I obviously, without seeing the film, I can't really say whether the film, this Dune, is good or not. But from the praise that it's getting from like your brother and a lot of other people that
sounds exciting.
It sounds really good.
Yeah,
I'm not the person. I don't know anything about the mythology of Dune. I never watched the original. I never watched the series. I don't know anything about it. This is the first time hearing about it. And I'm very interested to watch it because of the praise that it's getting and the director.
I am now,
100%.
I am now,
100%. So and now that they've greenlit this, I'm definitely going to. Well, we are all going to be watching it and reviewing it. But I'm glad to see that they are going to give it a solo run in the theaters first before putting it on streaming.
Yes,
because that business model for them just did not make any sense. They killed a very good film in Suicide Squad, Warner Brothers.
You really
upset
about that.
Oh man, that was such a... Come on, we all enjoyed it. And
I didn't think I was going to. I walked in there thinking it was going to be...
Yeah, because we watched it together, didn't we? Yeah.
Best thing I've seen this year.
Yeah, Ebery and Ivory again, innit?
That's it.
Oh, you jumping in there? Yeah, fine. I shall get my fucking word.
Hey, it's me as well, But let's see what happens. But what do you think about Dune Part 2 being officially greenlit, despite the first Dune still being in cinemas? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea?
Have you seen it?
Have you seen it, the first one? Do you think they should have done it back to back? Let us know what you think in the comments down below.
We pressed the button, man.